Welcome, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight on the all new launch of Checkmate. This is my, let me see. This is a typical way that I introduce the new season. This is Checkmate's, I want to say, sixth season, maybe seventh. We don't necessarily keep up with it like that. But this season, it's going to come with a variety of content. Everything from Checkmate interviews, Checkmate sports. We're going to have live commentary from a lot of our uh, constituents, and I didn't want to go too much further in this content creation endeavor without bringing music along. And everyone knows whoever creates content for YouTube and so forth, it's really, really tricky to monetize music. So we won't be trying to monetize the music. We'll be basically trying to complete our mission as far as getting the music out there, um, establishing this region and as a stronghold in music, and me myself transitioning into the content creation aspect of the music and management, because I'm getting too old to be doing anything else. So along with this show, we'll be having basically a 1v1 show. All right. You versus you. All right. I pick the content, I pick the music, I pick the artist. Each week we do a battle. If it gets real spicy, we do two a week. But that depends on how we build with the audience. That depends on how you guys like it. Of course, we're still going to be airing Checkmate, the typical format. Had to take a little break on it and get some personal things straight. But we will be airing the typical format and layout for Checkmate. And also, we're going to be getting into more interviews. On these interviews, I'll bring on different guests. We'll start to build up with our guests, and we'll speak on current events and content. We'll speak on what's popping currently. All right. So this is the intro to the intro for Checkmate. Things are going to be moving at a gradual pace, but before long, we'll pick up steam. We still have some of your favorites on the Starman Films Network, like the Winners Podcast, along with various other podcasts. We still have Over Your Head airing here and there, I believe, and a couple of others we're still in the works with. I don't know if I can let you know what's concrete right now. But the station is still moving forward. We'll be back on our shorts. We just kind of took a small hiatus. All right. So look forward to the 1v1s. Look forward to the interviews and the various content. Now, I'm going to speak for a little while about basically where my head's been. All right. So I'm going to let you guys be involved in the decision. So I have options. I've got callings to film the 20 bands, the continuance of the 20 band series, which we've been filming since 2020. So we've been filming that for 5 years. We've dropped five installments of 20 bands, 2 full movies in 2 seasons, and this is the fifth installment. I had gotten pretty burnt out on directing, the 20 bands series because I got burnt out on the guns and the shooting and the plots and so forth. I needed a minute to kind of get away from that. So I took one. But in the process of taking that break, I had some other movies reserved, that I wanted to work on. Um, and even a couple that I had started working on that kind of got pushed to the side. So my decision is, I've been struggling with, do I start a new venture and dive into these new movies? Or do I focus on bringing 20 bands back and continue that story? So and it seems like it's probably a minor thought to anyone else, but to me, it's fairly major because, this is what I'm going to dedicate my time to for a short amount of time or long amount, whatever it takes. And I have to structure that around my newfound custody of my grandson. So I have to be really, really thoughtful, and I have to purposely make a decision that works with my schedule, my cast schedule, and the flow of things. So, what decision do I make? I've got a cast full, ready for 20 bands to go. Ready. All of the characters from before, they're ready to go, so forth and so on. But I've got this movie, man. I've got a couple of movies that's in this little noggin right here that are ready to take off. My thing is, do I put them in a compromising situation by having them show up to cast for 20 bands and springing it on them? Or do I just let them come on in and we just pick up where we left off with 20 bands? When I have a slight feeling that, the product we put out may be saturated by the time it comes out, I don't know if it's been long enough between the last time we aired one and this new material to where people miss it, So after thinking about it, and not really being able to come up with a concrete decision, it makes me want to delay things, but I know delaying things don't get anything done. So what I decided to do, because a little something with my personal life came up, and I need to be focused on one thing to keep my mind off of another thing for the next couple of years. So for me, it's going to be therapy. It's going to be therapy. For the other directors out there, it's going to be like, oh shit, not him again. This guy. Here comes this guy, Mr. Shortcut, making a movie in this guy. Mr. Not Him Again. Yep, he's back. So my decision is, I'm going to shoot all of them. I mean, not shoot all of them, but I'm going to film all of them. I'm going to do 20 bands, and then I'm going to do the other two projects that I've got in my brain. Because the thing is, and I know this here episode, this here intro to the intro is type personal, but it needs to be personal. You need to feel exactly what's going on here on this network, because this network does have an origin. It has a present, and then it has an origin. And the origin is built on this exact passion that you're looking at right now. It was established in 2016 on YouTube. This one right here, this channel. Now here we are. So for the next couple of years, you stuck with me. It could be a good thing, or it could be a better thing. I'll let you make that decision. I always come on YouTube and air everything out before starting anew. I won't be throwing anyone under the bus. We've already ran over everyone we intended on running over. To the contrary, what I'm going to be doing is reaching out with an olive branch. Now, said olive branch has thorns. Said olive branch has thorns. So I'm coming in peace, but my guard's up, because it's been, I've been crapped on so many times that I can't just not have my guard up. And it's an offensive guard. You know what an offensive guard is. So in football terms, an offensive guard is the person who guards the quarterback, and he guards the tailback, the backfield. He guards it, and it's on offense. When it relates to me saying offensive guard, I'm guarding offensively. So it's going to be offensive because my guard's up. That part. Grab the white part of the olive branch. Do not grab the thorns. I repeat, white part, not the thorns. But I will be extending the olive branch to everybody. I want to get everybody involved. Old artists, new artists, local artists, big artists, small artists. We're airing that shit. Put a copyright claim on it. If you pull down the channel, son of a bitch, we'll give you guys we'll give you all your rights to your song, because that's not what we want. I want the competition. I want the competition, flat out. I want to see who's the best. I want to see who's the roughest. I want to see who's the most intense. I want to see who has the most confidence. I want to see who has the most savoir-faire. I want to see who has it. Everyone's always asking me input on their music, input on some consultation questions about their music, and sometimes their career, and sometimes their brand. You'll get it all free on this show. You're going to get it all for free. You don't have to sign a retainer. You don't have to book me. You don't have to lock in a consultation. Nothing. Just tune in. And if I ask for content, send the content. If I ask for an interview, show up to the interview. If you don't want to be interviewed, cool. We'll just move you over to the Checkmate content section, and we can talk about that. You don't have to show up for that. But if I think you're interested enough for me to ask to interview you and you deny it, you grab the thorn. Remember, grab the white part, not the thorn. Hell, I may even pull up some of my old music and put it up against some people. Why not? If you have, and then we're going to do it like this as well. If you have an issue with somebody and they make music as well, we're doing the battle here. putting the blunt out. Hold up. And this is CBD. This is not marijuana. This is CBD I get from the store up the street. I won't promote the name of the store because he doesn't pay us to do that. So we won't be promoting that. We're still going to have our dry humor. You know, at one time I used to be considered the brown skinned Jerry Seinfeld. So if you're dry enough, you'll catch some of my humor. But you got to be dry. You cannot be a wethead because you won't hear my humor. No diddy. So when I'm reaching out to these people, I intend on grabbing my guy, what's his name? The captain dude from the Mafia, the Music Mafia. I want to grab him. I want to grab the little guy, the little round guy. I want to grab him. I want to grab the dreaded brother in Florida with the car, with the Cadillac. I want to get him. I want to interview him. Possibly pull up a couple of his artists and put him up against some Law Music Group artists for shits and giggles. I don't have to ask for his permission. I'm not asking for anyone's permission for your music. If that bitch is on a DSP, guess what? Yeah, you're on the show. Thank me later. That's what I mean, offensive guard. No disrespect, nothing like that. But I swear I'm not bringing any 2C to the party, none of that pink shit. I'm not bringing any love to the show. I'm not bringing any femininity to the, unless I'm bringing a female artist. You won't be getting any femininity out of me. Take it like a man because I'm giving it in full doses. I have to take my doses. You guys hand me full doses. Hell, you throw me the whole bottle. You just take the top off and pour it down my throat. And I'm like, dude. So full doses will be administered to everyone. No exemptions. So if we like your music, we like the song, we think it'll be a good, it'll compete well against another track, then guess what? You're up. I'll do a post and say, yo, tonight, such and such versus such and such. You can ask me to pull it down. I may pull it down. But if I got a show already put together, I'm probably not going to pull it down. You pull it down off of DSP. You son of a bitch. I mean, all right. So that's kind of going to be the wave with Starman Films and management global. Management has been put back into the brand. So if you guys are looking for management, I offer management. We're back open. Consultations are back in play. But you're going to take your full dose of cough syrup. I am not here to pander. Nope. I put on Pampers on my grandson, but probably 30 times a day. I will not be putting it on adults. So if your music is okay, guess what? I'm going to let you know. If your brand is slow and not moving, I don't give a damn how many people I got following me. I'm not trying to be a rapper. So don't worry about my Instagram. Worry about your Instagram. I don't need Instagram. So if it's slow and it's stagnant, we got to discuss that. There will be consultation fees. I'm not doing it for free. If I got to show up somewhere, you're probably going to pay for the expense of me going there, because I'm not going to be the manager just breaking out bread like I did for the last 5 years. I paid for so much content for so many different artists. How much of it do I own? None. I don't own any of it. Could I flex and try to own some of it? Sure. But for what? I would never do that. Like, I would never do that. So that shows that I'm a trustworthy person with your intellectual property. It's been done for years. Check my track record. For years and years and years with many artists. So I think I put in my work on that end. I will not be doing that anymore. Boost your own shit. But if you want to get in the ring against someone of your ilk, someone that myself and my team kind of feel like that's on the same level you are, or maybe even above your level, and we want to bring you up, and you're on the show, and it's you versus that person, man, get some of your people to send in comments, bro. Get them to tune in. You could win that night. I mean, they may sway me. But I'm gonna be listening, And I don't want anybody to be like, yo, man, that nigga he just picked them because I don't owe anybody anything. I'm not gonna pick this person over that person because I know this person. None of that stuff. If your song's better, that's it. I need the person with the weaker song to know this so that they know what to work on. Just like in basketball, you play the better team, you get your butt kicked over and over, you get better. In the business world, I lose these contracts left and right. The ball gets dropped here and there. I'm talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I have to lick my wounds, tighten my bootstraps, and get back up and figure it out. I have no one to call but God. I have no one to call and say, hey, you mind sending me? No, my phone line goes directly to God. I've got a red button. Boop, I hit it. And I hit it several times a day, several days, every day of the week, several times a day. Now you figure that out. And I give 97%. Like, I don't keep anything. I don't keep anything for myself. You're looking at the 3% right here. But let me tell you something, and this could be a testimony. Somebody needs to hear this. So let me say this. Through God and being a blessing to others, my well never runs dry. I can never give more than he gives me. Does that make any sense? You understand what I'm saying? I could give everything and he still gives me more than I've ever had. I can give my all, which I've done numerous times. That's how good God is. So somebody needed to hear that. In case you at a point you're trying to decide, do I sacrifice this for that? Do I give my time and effort? They may not give it back. It ain't them who's going to give it back. So don't worry about it. You just give that time and effort. That person needs it. Don't worry about them giving anything back. Because if they could give it, they probably would have gave it to you to start with. Or maybe not. But that's not for you to worry about. And that's how you can become a blessing to others. And in turn, God will become a blessing to you. That part. So now, back to the content. We've got about 5 minutes or so. I know I can run on and on, but this is an informative intro to the intro. Checkmate is on its way back, but it's gonna be coming back it's gonna be coming back a lot fuller than the last time you've seen it. There's gonna be so many different aspects of Checkmate. So I've got to stay busy, you know. Um, so we're going to try to keep an episode a week, even if it's pre-recorded. Um, you may not get an interview this week. You may get a episode of the original content where you got the pictorial. You may get an episode of the pictorial. You may get an interview next week. And on these episodes, I will be announcing when the 1v1s are. And then look out for the social media role on the 1v1s. That's what's going to touch home. The 1v1s will touch home. Trust me when I say this. You can enjoy the other content. The 1v1s will get personal and it will touch home. Because the thing about artists, they are the most finicky people in existence. They worry about every critique when all they have to do is just put their art out. Don't worry about none of it. Every song ain't gonna hit. There's always somebody cuter than you are. There's always somebody who dresses better than you. There's always somebody who raps better than you, who sings better than you. Now that we got that out the way, why don't you just do your music? So I hope that this intro to the intro is more informative than all of the other episodes have been, because I designed it that way. There's no background noise to this. Be prepared for where we're going with it. So it may not be 40 or 50 shows this week. There may be 1 or 2 impactful shows, but you're going to want to tune in because you're going to want to find out who the fuck's you're going to want to find out who's going to be on the 1v1. Here's the twist. Some 1v1s don't involve music. Some 1v1s are opinion versus opinion. Yeah. I picked the competitors. So we could end up having a full-on debate on one of these shows. It could be outfit versus outfit. It could be 2 fashion designers. We're going to put them up against each other. It's checkmate. Who's going to put who in checkmate? So now we'll get the full span of the brand. So there may be another Checkmate podcast out here, but do they do this, that, and this? Okay. So then we evolve. Here's the future. I've got 2 more minutes or so. I may run over just a little, but I'm giving some gems. I'm putting down some gems right here. So pick them up and pawn them. So this thing evolves, right? We've taken this competition thing, this 1v1, and we've evolved. We may not have made a dime off of it, but we've gotten close to people. We've gotten in. Now we bring it all together and we push it over to an AAU team. We push it over to a debate squad. We push it over to a football, to a cheerleading squad. You start to bring the youth in. We start to give back because, I'm getting a little fed up looking at my peers, people that are my age, who are so infatuated with themselves still. You're 50 years old. You still want to be the artist. You still want to be in the front. You're 50. There's hundreds of youth that don't have a steady job, live in a messed up situation, can't quite figure it out, can't put the horse in front of the cart. And all it takes is a little advice from you, maybe just a little time over here, and you change this person's outlook. Even if they didn't get on, you touched them. Something touched them inside. They'll be going to go bless someone else, and they're going to think about you. Let me tell you, over the course of I've ran over, but I got to get this off. Over the course of me helping people over the last decade or so, decade plus, in the music industry and entertainment field, I've had several young men and women call and thank me for the advice and the help that I've given them, which has pushed them into their new careers, lifelong careers. Just call me up and say thank you. I can pull up their socials right now. They're super duper active, outstandingly active. There's some artists that I got signed to me now, or we still have a business relationship, that I don't even know if they know, but they've ignited a part of their careers that they weren't even thinking about. And I see them on social media actively involved in that. And this is what I mentioned to them when I brought them on. Hey, look, you know what? You should get involved in that. You should do that. You're pretty good at that. You should focus on that too. Put it under your umbrella. Do your music, do your stuff, but do that too. And it feels good to see that they listen, and it feels good to see that they're becoming successful. So criticism, advice, all that stuff comes in different forms when you have someone who cares about you and cares about your intellectual property. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. I just spoke for 30 minutes. But I thought that this was super important. This show needed to be super informative, because that's where we need to go. All right. Checkmate needs to kind of bring a little broadness to the stage. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to add broadband to this thing. Stay tuned for the 1v1s. We're going to try to take them on Facebook as well. The promotion will definitely be on Facebook and Instagram. We're bringing the flyers back. I will go so far as to let the person know prior to us airing that, hey, yo, we got you up against this person this week. They're going to be like, oh, man, come on, man. I don't want no beef. Look, bro, sis, do you want on or not? You don't want aired? Don't come 3 weeks from now wanting to be aired. If it gets real funky and we go live and we go get an event center and have everybody compete like that and take it to a different level, which is an option, and become something similar to how Smack DVD was or whatever the case, but we're involving R&B, we're involving all of that. Don't come talking about, yo, I want to be in. No, dude, we tried to put you on the first episode. You son of a bitch. All right, so this has been Checkmate, the intro to the intro. Get ready for all the content, excuse me. Like, comment, subscribe. You know where the button is. It's down there somewhere. There's the title. There's the brand. There's the name. Until next time, guys, this has been Checkmate.